another type of experiment we like to do with the kids is the ratio of cornstarch to dish soap. And it makes a tacky kind of putty, or it can be as slimy as we want it to be. It just depends on that ratio. So the materials you'll need are cornstarch, dish soap, any brand or variety works, cups, and then something to stir with. So as I just mentioned, the ratio is what's going to give you your texture. So this is a nice way that you can extend this experiment. You can add more starch, see what happens. You can add more soap and see what happens. And I'll show you examples of the range that I've made with just playing with that ratio. So essentially what you're doing is you're dispersing a solid, or in other words, you're spreading it out in a solution, and the solution here would be the soap. All right, so just real simple explanation. If we represent the soap with these little tiny dots and these bigger dots as our starch, what we're doing here is we're making this solid dispersed throughout the solution. Now this is similar but not the same as cornstarch when it's dispersed in water. You could try that one as a comparison just to see the difference. So here are 3 that I made just now to show you the differences in texture you get by varying the ratios. All right, so this first one that I've got here is really, really thick, really gummy. I mean, this is like Play-Doh, right? It very, very Play-Doh-like. And you could even add less than that. This is the one that my kids like the most, their personal preference. The next one here is a little bit runnier, right? It stirs a lot more easily, but it's still got that nice consistency, pours easily. So this is fun to play with. The nice part about cleaning it up is it already has soap in it, so it helps in the cleanup process. And then this last one that I've made here has the most soap in it, and you can see that it's very, very flowy. Right, so it flows the most readily. So let's walk through how we make it. We've got our 2 cups here where I've added about a teaspoon of cornstarch. You know, I'm not too quantitative here, but a nice solid teaspoon. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate different amounts of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this one we'll just do 1, 2, 3. So let's start stirring and see what we get. Now when you're stirring these, it might gum up and you have to add some more. So as I mix this one up, it's not really to that point yet where I can play with it, although actually it's coming together kind of nicely. You can take this out and roll it into a ball. But if you do start stirring it and it gets really, really gritty, that just means that you need to add a little bit more soap. So if you're mixing it together and you notice that it's just all powder and not really coming together, you can stop what you're doing and add some more. So this is actually a pretty great texture for Play-Doh kind of consistency. The one next door that has more soap in it, when I start mixing it up, you can see really easily it's coming together. It's got more of a toothpastey kind of consistency. Both of these were made using 1 teaspoon of cornstarch, and the only difference was the amount of soap that I added. So this one flows really nicely, whereas my first one was very gummy. So we hope you have fun trying out different textures using cornstarch and dish soap.